drives the lower beings: conflict. For all their seemingly varied motivations, in the end, they mesh as one. Only 6 will be chosen, for the number must be limited to portray a sense of sanctity and importance. In reality, we, the Proteus, hold this contest to bring balance to the cosmos. The beings that inhabit this realm only find meaning in resolution and conflict. The lower beings need conflict to survive. They need it to find meaning, for all they hold dear was never threatened. They would no longer cherish it, for it would always exist. The limited amount of life the lower beings have is what makes them special. It's where they find meaning. We have existed longer than any other being. We are never threatened. We will always be, thus, we will never have purpose. We have taken it upon ourselves to ensure the lower beings have that which we may never hold. The cost and value of suffering will only be understood by those who live and die. By the balance of the realms, by the cost of suffering, by the blood of conflict, let the Cruorcon begin.
The green and blue skies of Nimbilla hold white clouds in a nervous embrace as they wait for the battle to begin. The lush green forest and Grand Lake sparkle with anticipation for the first kill. Ophidia acts first, submerging itself deep into the green lake, waiting to strike a vulnerable opponent. Zealot lowers into battle as the ceremonial chamber reflects the sun's rays, glowing brightly as its anti-gravitational boosters ignite. A purple and white circular weapon roars across the battlefield with its yellow pulsar blades rotating in a terrifying flurry of violence as it begins to charge its shields. Execuar, with its large milky white shell, begins to exude a light brown mucus as its circular pink muscles grips Nimbilla's crest. As its 4 antennae actively work to sense movement, its 4 pincers snap and click, secretly nesting its gastric coccia and offspring. It eagerly awaits a new host. Temporal assault creates a mirage, mirroring that of the lush green forest as it travels the battlefield, secretly placing terawatt grenades, whilst the 10 super soldiers of the user archive discuss further battle tactics. Ezekiel's face beams with pride as he sees through Haru's cold, dead eyes, the legs of progeny clang against Nimbilla's surface, as the clear blue glass holding Haru's head gleams across the lush green battlefield. A long purple bolt resonating with blue energy roars down the battlefield, scorching the grass beneath it as progeny attacks first, firing a single BE-120 petawatt laser round at Charlatan, who raises its Sigma overdrive shield, displaying a dizzying array of green and blue charges. Though it was able to deflect the round, Charlatan is knocked back several meters, rolling across the battlefield until it uses its powerful thrusters to stabilize itself. Changing its stance into one of 3 possible angles, progeny fires again. Charlatan takes a direct hit, sparks fly and plasma energy dispels across the landscape. Due to the charge time of its shields, Charlatan takes damage, but its stimulated carbon plates help it remain battle ready. Using its superior speed, Charlatan begins charging its shields as it primes for a direct attack. Using Progeny's multi-layered thermal system, Ezekiel peers through his dead daughter's eyes, just as Charlatan charges in and unleashes pulse after pulse of electromagnetic radiation waves that heavily damage Progeny. Only the tungsten 4 carbon protect the weapon from total destruction. An earth-shattering boom echoes out as Charlatan hits one of Temporal Assault's terawatt grenades and is covered in a bright red tomb of energy. The circular droid is sent flying through the air as its controller frantically attempts to regain control. The gold and silver plates on Zealot's admin steel armor shine bright as it begins to aim its Kekwa audio cannon at the downed Progeny. Simultaneously, Exeguar's sectional antenna discovers movement beneath the green lake. In response, it secretly disperses one of its tiny young to infect the target. Ezekiel notices that his dearly departed daughter is in danger and fires a petawatt laser round from the prone position just as Ophelia rises from the green lake and takes a shot at Zealot with its bio-played rotating pulsar rifle and sends a beam of dark green bioenergy across the lake, which combines with Progeny's attack and hits Zealot, blowing up the weapon and sending shrapnel and gore high into the air.
Zealot has been eliminated. Progeny and Charlatan went head to head, with Progeny taking some serious damage early on. But Temporal Assault made its presence felt when Charlatan flew over one of its hidden terawatt grenades. The after effects of this attack are yet to be seen, but its controller struggles to regain control. Exeguar have begun sending its young to infect other combatants. Its first target is Ophelia, who bides its time waiting for an attack of opportunity on Zealot. With the combined might of Progeny, Zealot has been destroyed in a shocking first-round elimination. So far, Ophelia and Temporal Assault are our picks for the finals. Exeguar is not one to be swept under the rug, for its sinister plans have only begun. The first round prize must go to Ophelia for setting up an attack on Zealot, who by far has the most powerful offensive capabilities. Getting rid of it in the very first round was a stroke of genius.
Ophelia's olfactory nerve system detects a life form nearby, but it's too late to respond, as it shrieks in pain as sensors show that one of Exeguar's young has infected its biotech bladder system. Enraged, Ophelia fires a rapid pulse of bioblade rotating pulsar rifle rounds, hitting Exeguar's shell, which only slightly cracks at the impact. Exeguar detects another combatant as its antenna senses the presence of Temporal Assault. Its mirages will not work on Exeguar, whose brain capacity simply isn't high enough to comprehend them. Revealing its gastric cochlea, Exeguar extends the long, dark yellow masses and covers Temporal Assault in its thick enzymes, which begin to instantly melt the machine. Turning its attention to the downed Charlatan, Exeguar moves in, extending its four powerful pincers, but is blown to sunder by a mysterious blast from beneath Nibila's surface. Reports show this did not come from any non-combatant. The female nesting beneath Exeguar's shell flies forth and begins flailing wildly upon the battlefield. Ophelia moves out of the water and aims for the female, but seizes up and begins shrieking in pain. Taking this opportunity for revenge, Temporal Assault sends a terawatt grenade rolling across the battlefield and catches both the female and Ophelia in a bright red explosion of energy and gore.
Ophelia and Exeguar have been eliminated.
Only 3 combatants remain: Temporal Assault, Charlatan, and Progeny, who are all 3 heavily damaged. Charlatan is the first to regain mobility and moves in on Temporal Assault, who manages to use a mirage blending itself in with the rubble and gore on the battlefield. Charlatan rotates its pulsar blades and charges into the pile of rubble, but guesses wrong and hits only debris. Temporal Assault releases a terawatt grenade that Charlatan's immense speed is only able to partially avoid. Charlatan is badly injured, and his stimulated carbon plates are blown off completely. Temporal Assault moves in for the kill, as yet another mysterious explosion sends Temporal Assault reeling and forces a terawatt grenade to fall out of its firing chamber. With a sudden lunge, Progeny uses its last bit of mobility to fire a petawatt laser round at Temporal Assault, forcing it against its own grenade and sends them both flying into Charlatan, where they both explode.
Charlatan and Temporal Assault have been eliminated.
More mysterious explosions erupted, which were once again used to the combatants' advantage. Proteus has discovered that the mysterious explosions were linked to one of the combatants. Charlatan was the culprit. The conductor of these eruptions has been eliminated, but the engineers remain at large and are wanted by Proteus under threat of death. We did it, sweetie. Daddy can finally have his family again. It's just me and you now. We have a whole planet entirely to ourselves. That sounds lonely. Haru, I'm going to build you legions of brothers and sisters to play with. The whole planet will rumble with the laughter of children. Our family can grow to enormous heights. I can use the dead Exegor's reproductive organs and the DNA from that poor woman to create legions of children, so you never have to be lonely again. The Nin's brain will be useful as well. As the remains of the other combatants, I have discovered more children. Klaka are spawning in the oviducts. I'll change them, sweetie. I'll make you special siblings. We will all be one big, happy family. Nothing will ever take my family away again. And with the might of Proteus protecting us, no one will ever bother us again. Don't worry, I can build you a new mommy. That woman in the ceremonial chamber will do just fine. Her DNA mixed with the Exegor will make the perfect mother. This planet will be one big, happy family. Screams Ezekiel madly as he cradles Haru's head. Time to get to work. And that was a 6-part event, the Cruorcon, presented by Planet Pulp. Thanks for watching.